Howdy. In this presentation, we'll go over how you can use the power of the Aggie Code of Honor to prevent cheating on exams. This video will cover how to create a separate exam with the Aggie Code of Honor that students will have to pass to see your exam. We'll walk you through the steps of setting up an adaptive release on your exam so it will not open unless the student says yes, they will abide by the Aggie Code of Honor. You can find the Aggie Code of Honor on the Student Rules site. You'll want to keep this handy so you can copy and paste this statement into your exam question. Now that we have the Aggie Code of Honor ready to copy, let's create our exam in Blackboard. For the first part of this, we need to create an exam with that Aggie Code of Honor agreement. You'll notice I have a final exam folder and I already have my final exam inside. I'm going to go to the assessments menu and now create a test specifically for that Aggie Code of Honor statement. So I'm going to create a new test and you can name it whatever you want to name it. I'm going to put in Aggie Code of Honor Agreement. You can set up a description. And I just put they have to pass this exam to get access to the final. The instructions can be left blank. I'm going to hit submit. And now I have the shell of the test and I need to create that one question. For this particular question, I need them to have a yes or no answer. And so I'm going to pick either or. I want to copy and paste now that Aggie Code of Honor. And it's simply, an Aggie does not lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. So I've simply asked them, do you agree to abide by the Aggie Code of Honor while taking this exam? And then I can have different options here. I'm using yes or no, and of course the correct answer is yes. You may go ahead and put some form of feedback here. And then I don't have to worry about any of this, and I'm just going to hit submit. And so now I have my exam with the one question, and you can create however many points. We could say 100 points. But just remember how many points that you said. Now that I've set up that question, it's going to ask me to create the link. So I'm going to add the test, Aggie Code of Honor Agreement, and hit submit. And now I have the test options area. You want to make sure that it's available to students. You don't want to give them multiple attempts. You don't want to force completion or set a timer. You can make sure that it is only displayed during the time you want the final exam to be displayed, but you don't necessarily have to do that if you set availability on your folder for your final exam. The one thing you do need to do is make sure you uncheck this box that's self-assessment options. You do not want it included in the Grade Center score calculation. So you don't want 100 points going to their final grade total. And then I'm also going to check feedback since I did put feedback in there. And I'm going to hit submit. Now that I have that quiz in place, the next step is to set an adaptive release on your final exam to make sure that they have to answer yes to this, so get 100 points in order for this final exam to show up for them. So I'm going to set adaptive release and I'm going to do the advanced and I'm going to create a rule. And you can title that anything you want. It's going to be the only rule. And I have to create a criteria now. And so I want to create a grade. And I do have the test, Aggie Code of Honor Agreement, 100 points. They have to have at least one attempt for the item. That's one option. But I want to put a score. And I want it to be equal to 100 because I set the score of that one question in that test as 100. And then I'm going to hit submit. And then I have that set up. They have to have a grade of 100 on that exam for the final exam to release. And I'm going to hit OK. Now you see enabled adaptive release. So now your final exam won't open until they pass this exam. Check out our website or email us if you have any questions about ensuring your exams are secure.